I'm Tyler Boronski alongside Andrew Nardi of the Miami Marlins back here at LoanDepot Park. Andrew, 4 appearances in on the year for you. Give yourself a very, very early report card right now. What would you give yourself?
I'd go B+ right now. I think the 3 walks on Saturday didn't help, so but B+ is great.
Well, the other 3 appearances nice and clean, so
Yeah.
that's important.
Yeah.
I mean, how's it felt so far? You know, just being back, obviously a long layoff for you, but how's it feel? You know, just being back on the mound and getting adjusted again.
It feels awesome. Yeah, I mean, definitely some new feelings I got to get used to again, you know, with the fans, but super excited to be pitching and doing well.
When you do have such a long layoff like that, what are the expectations that you set on yourself here early in the season?
You know, I still hold the standard high. You know, I obviously want to do really well, but I also have to give myself a little adjustment period just to get back into the swing of things again, get used to the adrenaline rushes and stuff like that. So still expect to be doing my job as well as I need to be doing. So, you know, just excited to be out there every time though. So.
Has that been the biggest jump, just the adrenaline rush of, you know,
Yeah.
the fans and...
Yeah, without a doubt. You know, it's like a feeling that you have to like just get used to. So, you know, I just got to live and learn with it and, you know, just keep going. Yeah.
Then on the flip side, what part of it has felt like almost like riding a bike again that's felt more comfortable than you thought it might?
Yeah, I mean, just, you know, getting out there again and like, you know, just like you said, riding a bike, you just have to keep throwing strikes and your stuff will play and, you know, just got to trust yourself, so.
What was the accomplishment? Maybe it was the first spring training appearance, maybe it was the first time back here on opening day that you had a chance to reflect later, like, okay, that was, you know, a milestone, like kind of a chance to reflect basically on the journey.
Yeah, for sure. So before my first spring training game, when I was doing the live ABs in the backfields, I was, you know, I was still only like 89, maybe touching 90. So I was still like, oh man, this is going to be a grind a little bit. And then finally, I just fully trusted my body and like, all right, I'm not going to get hurt. And next one, I was probably around like 91, 92 in the backfields or whatever it was. You know, it was a good significant jump where I was like, all right, I feel really good right now and ready for a game. And then my first game, I think I got up to like a 94. So it's just, you know, just seeing my body able to jump up a level each time just felt really good. And then as spring training kept going on, I was just sitting around 92, 93. Felt really good. And yeah, so I mean, I just felt like once I got to that point, you know, I was able to compete and feel really good.
When you go through like multiple rehabs the way you did, I mean, what is like the most challenging part about that mentally that someone that wouldn't, I know, that's like the big,
Yeah.
you can decide how much you want to answer.
No, I mean, oh man, yeah, last year was just a grind, mentally for sure, and physically. I mean, once I went home early, literally to go work with a hip specialist. I think I left middle of August or late August, I forget, but I got home and was just, I couldn't sit down, I couldn't stand up, I was in so much pain, couldn't pick up my newborn, like it was just a grind mentally, you know, but I'm just glad I stuck with it and tried to stay as positive as much as I possibly could, and thankfully everything just took time and got better.
So like when you're going through like the day to day, like what like psychological like skills or like routines like do you feel like helped you the most like going through the process?
So that's a good question. I think so the hip specialist, I was doing just a bunch of therapy every day, or yeah, just around every other day. I think that got the ball like, you know, the right direction, got it rolling a little bit, and then I started doing posture restoration stuff, and then that helped me get to throwing again in the off season. And then what else? And then Pilates also. Okay. So I went and tried to do just everything I possibly could to try and just feel something, decompression, feel better. And you know, just doing the therapy, the posture restoration stuff, and the Pilates. I was doing that just one thing every day for a week, and you know, it finally just eventually just got better. But it was mentally and physically grinding, so yeah.
You continue the Pilates stuff now, or is that?
I don't. I try to do as much as like core though as I can to keep it strong. I I've been telling him I want to buy a reformer for us, honestly. So I might still do that. I probably should. So, but I just felt really good doing the Pilates and everything too. So.
Who do you lean on, during that time when you're going through that stretch?
Definitely my wife. She was going through it too. Obviously having our child, and then she was also just being positive as much as possible and helping me out, and trying and giving me just motivation to go through every day. So I have my wife and just other friends from back home to thank, and I'm just super excited that they kept me afloat. So it was great.
I love it. Yeah. Last one for you. What part of this, like the day-to-day of professional baseball, do you have like a new sense of, I guess, gratitude or appreciation for that? I'm not saying you didn't have before, but maybe something you would maybe be a small complaint before that you don't complain about anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Just being out for that long and not seeing a light at the end of the tunnel when I could be healthy, if I would be healthy, it put into perspective like, man, this isn't going to last forever. So I'm just every day I try to be positive and just be super excited to be out here. And even though got in at 3:30 a.m., it's and just 6 hours of sleep, it's still just it's awesome to do this and be a part of this.
On a big league mound again.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah. So it's been awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome.
Hey, yeah, I be flying with the angels every day, yeah. I play this fool, but life is great, fam. Ooh, I work 60 hours a day, man. Yeah, I'm built to grind, it's my escape plan.